How's everyone doing? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've recorded a video. We've been to, last video I recorded, I said we were going to Texas. We've been to Texas. We're back from Texas. And then it's been, oh my gosh, it was so nice in Texas. It was in the 60s and 70s the whole time we were there. Really, really nice. And then again, like the day we come back from Texas, the day that we hit the road, there's a cold front that came through Texas, and then also came through home. So we just followed the cold all the way back to Alabama, and it just got colder and colder and colder, and gosh, it was just like a repeat of coming back from Florida. My daughter said I'm no longer allowed to leave the state because when we come back, we bring the cold when we come back, which is, I guess, kind of crazy but true, and kind of funny. So yeah, Texas was lovely. I didn't do any videoing. I did take the camera in case I did any video, but I didn't. I just enjoyed the time there, and I did do some stitching there. I even, so it was a work trip for my husband, and his coworker came, and he brought his wife as well. So she and I hung out every day while they were working. Very, very lovely, nice people. Had a great time just hanging out with them and getting to know them. She wanted to learn how to embroider, so I did an impromptu class, I guess, teaching of embroidery, and especially freehand embroidery. And then we did some thread shopping, which we did thread shopping prior to the teaching, to get her just some basic supplies. And then we also, because I didn't take just a ton of supplies, so I had just enough. Hello, Max. I don't know if y'all can see Mama. She's hanging out over there. Oh, and she spots Max. She's like, I'm gonna get him. So they have a love-hate relationship. Anyway, so she wanted to learn how to embroider, and since I didn't bring a ton of supplies and stuff, we went to the thread store, and which Austin had. All right, you two. My goodness. Austin had this lovely, oh my gosh, lovely needlepoint store that had just an amazing array of threads. The only thing that I did not see there was Valdani. I didn't see any Valdani there. They had DMC, they had the impressions, and oh well, that came off. I knew it was getting short anyways. I'm just out here. I wanted to come outside while it was nice, because it's not been nice. And we'll see how long I last out here, because even though it's nice, it's still chilly. So we'll see how long I last before my hands freeze. But anyways, they had this lovely needlepoint store that carried just a huge array of threads. And again, the only thing I didn't see there that I normally see at other thread places that I go, it was Valdani. They even had a good selection and pretty extensive selection of silk ribbon. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to tie this off. This is something I just started last night just to piddle. I've been working on fixing a pair of pants. Well, this part I did when we went to Florida, and it's just been sitting there. It's in the middle of this like rather large piece of material, and I didn't want to cut off or waste the rest of the material around here, so I decided to add to it last night. So I started this piece over here, and then I'll come over here and add something in over here. So I threw in some oh, I hate when I go blank. What is that? It's where you loop it. What kind of stitch is that again? Not a bullion, but anyway, that thing. Oh my gosh, it'll hit me later. I cannot believe I've lost my words. I'll flash it up on the screen in the editing process. Good grief. Anyway, I did a few of those to make leaves, just because I didn't feel like I wanted something besides like lazy daisy leaves or something else. So I just threw those on there. And I've been practicing those because I don't do those a whole lot. So I was like, every time I like think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, let me practice doing those again. So I did those, and I think they make like super cute little leaves. And then of course I just like this is a size 8. Valdani, this purple is, and the main stem was a feather stitch, and it's a size 8. And then that's a size 5 Valdani, but then these straight stitches are a size 5 in the Sue Spargo. So they're different sizes, even though they are the same size, I guess, because they're different companies. They have different actual sizes. So anyways, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, this was the stem, and it's a Valdani size 5, and then this was the straight stitches, and it's a Sue Spargo, yeah, size 5. So you can even see that they're different. And then I came in, and this is a Valdani size 5, but this is a Valdani size 8, the red. So, and then this was a size 8, in the Valdani, it was this one. Yeah, that's a Valdani size 8. So I just brought one thing of threads out, a pair of scissors, oh, and my thimble that I forgot to put on. But I haven't done many stitches yet. I'm just getting started, really. So I don't know if I want to come in with some more like finishing touches, or if I want to start something else over here on this side right now, because I don't know how long I'll be able to sit out here, and I don't have just a huge array of stuff anyways. But let's see, what else do I want to add? Oh yeah, wildflowers. This same company makes wildflowers, water lilies, impressions, and another brand, like 2 or 3 other brands. Anyways, they carried all of those. They had just this huge selection of stuff, so it's really lovely just to go in there. So we actually went in there. We went in there the first time that we went in there was just to get her just a few getting started supplies, and then we had our first little class, and she liked it, so she wanted to go back and get some more like different stuff. So we went back for her to get some different stuff. So I'm glad that she liked it. I hope that she's going to continue it. They live in Massachusetts, so it was like crazy. Like we were in Texas the whole time, and it was really nice. And then the cold front, of course, not just moved through Texas, but then moved through Alabama, but then also moved into Massachusetts. So like they got home in Massachusetts and it was snowing. She sent me some photos and videos of that, and then we got home and it wasn't snowing, but it was cold and there was ice. Like it was I think 16 degrees at one point on our drive home, and we didn't get in. Gosh, we left Texas Sunday, but then we stopped in Waco. We left Austin Sunday morning, but then we stopped in Waco for a couple hours because my husband wanted to play disc golf at a disc golf course there. And then we continued on, and in the continuing on, it just got colder and colder and colder, but we came, like, the rest of the way home, like, we just kept chasing the cold, it felt like, or the cold was chasing us or something, but, oh, it was so cold coming back. I kind of want to throw this in there. Yeah, does this? No, that's not where. Oh, well, it's coming, so that's what I'm gonna. Whoops, I probably pulled from the wrong end on that one, but oh well. Pulling from the bottom instead of the side, but it started itself. I'm out here with one needle that'll do all of my threads, and a hoop and some material, and just one basket of threads, because I was like, I just want to go sit outside in the sunshine for a little while before it gets too cold. And honestly, actually, I want the dark on the bottom. I think. No. Do I? No. I don't know what I want on the bottom. Ugh, my fingers are so cold I can't tie a knot. Let's do it this way. So, let's see. Where could these go? Then we got back and it was cold and it was rainy, and I just haven't done any videoing of, not that I couldn't, I just haven't. Like, we've had other stuff. The grandbabies spent the night last night, but we took them to Nakalula Falls to see the Christmas lights, Christmas at the falls. And, oh, you almost can't see that really with the lighter. Oh well. So we went to Christmas at the Falls last night, and they loved it, which of course we knew they would. We went for them because we just wanted to take them. They just have the whole park covered in Christmas lights, and it's really pretty. And so we took the two oldest grandbabies. We didn't take the baby. Like we would have, and not that we didn't think that he wouldn't like it, but it was just going to be the two of us, and two of us chasing two children is easier than two of us chasing three children, or trying to crowd two children while holding a third one. So yeah, that was just easiest. And then, of course, when the baby gets a little bit bigger and we'll remember, then we'll take him too. We're not trying to be, uninclusive and leave him out. It was just self-preservation purposes last night. But anyways, so we took the two oldest and the 3-year-old. They had the Grinch was there, and you could, get your picture taken with the Grinch and all that stuff. Well, he was like, the Grinch, I'm so excited. Like, he nothing to do, but he wanted to meet the Grinch and get his picture made with the Grinch. Well, we stood in line for him to meet the Grinch and get his picture made with the Grinch. And the whole time, the oldest, Easton, is going, I don't want to meet the Grinch. I saw him at my school today because his Christmas party was also at his school yesterday, and I went to that too, and he was like, no, I saw him at my school today, and that was enough for me. I think he got arrested again, and I don't that was his reasoning. He was just like, so no, I don't think I want to meet the Grinch. He's the mean one for a reason, and I'm good not meeting. Oh man, did I do that? I did do that. Shoot. Oh, look at there. Came out. Yay. Oh, hey. And still a knot. Woohoo. Boy, I can't talk and multitask apparently. But anyways, but the 3-year-old was like, I'm meeting the Grinch, and nothing to do, but like he just was like, nope, meeting the Grinch. So we're okay, fine. Yeah, like, you can meet the Grinch. We'll stand here. And so we stand. I'm trying to decide where I want to put this and what I want to do with it next. So we stood in line for him to meet the Grinch, and we got up to where he could, it was his turn and he could meet the Grinch, and we walk up the steps and he's like, this is closer than I expected it to be. And you know what? I'm still hungry. He said, no, I'm hungry. I don't want to meet the Grinch. I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. Let's go. I was like, well, I mean, okay, you don't have to meet him, but like, we stood here, and the whole time we're standing in line. Like, the funniest part, what made that was so funny, is the whole time we're standing in line, like, he's like pulling against me. I'm holding his hand, and he's just pulling, and let's go, let's meet the Grinch, let's go. And I'm like, babe, you got to be patient. We got to stand here and wait our turn. And he's just being silly and pulling against me, and I want to meet the Grinch. And then the second it's his turn, he is, I'm still hungry. Let's go. I couldn't do anything but laugh, and okay. So we left the Grinch hanging. I don't even think he waved at him. He was just like, nah, not for me. And turned around and walked off. And it was just funny. I mean, like, kids are so hilarious, and the things that they like think of or come up with. I mean, to me, it's just so funny. But he was just so serious. I'm still hungry. No, I don't need to meet the Grinch right now. I'm still hungry. Let's go. I was just like, okay, fine. And Easton was like, well, like, we stood in all that line for all that long, and you didn't even like go and meet him. Okay. But then there was a guy making balloon animals and balloon shapes and stuff, so we did stand, and like, there was Santa, of course, and that line was like massively long, and we were like, sorry guys, but we're not standing in this line. And they didn't really care. They were just like, whatever. The cats are still playing. They were just like, okay, whatever. They didn't care that we didn't like hang out and wait in line forever to see Santa. But then we saw the balloon guy, and they were like, balloons. So super excited about that one. And so we stood in line, and he had this menu of things that he could make pretty quickly or whatever, and different prices for them. So they both wanted swords, so they got swords. So then they sword fought their way out of the park, and to the car, back to the car last night. And I kept having to tell them, don't poke anyone. I mean, they're balloon swords. They're not going to hurt anybody. But I kept having to be like, don't poke anybody with the sword. Don't hit anybody with the sword. I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody. But again, like, they're just in this, I have a sword and I'm going to sword fight. And then the 3-year-old's hollering, I'm a pirate. So it was an interesting night. My husband is still recovering from it. He's taking a nap on the couch at the moment, which is kind of what prompted this little, I want to get out of the house and just kind of enjoy the sunshine and the cats playing. So anyways, now I'm out here and the sun is going down. And my fingers are really cold. Oh, yes, I've got my nails done. I never get my nails done, but I got my toes done for Christmas. I love getting a good pedicure. I got my toes done for Christmas, and the lady doing my toes was like, you want your nails done too? And I was like, you know what? I kind of do. And it was kind of prompted. I have a split in this nail that's like right here, and it's going this way, and I was like, if they put gel now over that, like the gel fingernail polish over that, it'll hold it in place. It'll keep it from splitting more, because I kept cracking it like while we were in Austin, and I got my nails done while we were in Austin, actually the night before we left, and the whole time we were there, I kept trying not to like catch that on anything and rip it like further across my thumb. So shoot, when she was like, oh, and it was so neat, like, how crazy is this? So the lady who was doing my nails, we were chatting, she was doing my toes, and she was like, so where are you from? And I said Alabama, and she was like, really? I was like, yeah. And like, she was so excited about it, so I was kind of like, that's strange, but okay. But then she said, we're from Dothan. And I was like, oh, no way. I was like, I have family in Dothan. I'm not from Dothan, but I have some family in Dothan. I was like, but that's cool. I was like, because Dothan is South Alabama. And Albertville, where we're from, is North Alabama. But I was like, that's just odd. And they have been in Texas. They've been in Austin for 6 months, her and her family. And they went to manage her aunt's nail salon while her aunt went back to Vietnam for 2 years. I didn't ask. I don't know if that was like a visa thing or a family thing. Like, if there was a reason for that. I didn't like pry into that. But I was like, how neat is that? Like, be all the way in Texas and meet somebody from like the person who you're hunting up. And it, like, the crazy, like, to get even more crazy is like, we had gone to 2 other nail salons before going to hers, and they all, like, when you Google them and look at their hours and stuff, they were all still supposed to be open, but then we get there and they're closed. So like, we called them and was like, hey, before we show up, like, are you open? Yes, we're here, come on. And so we went. My husband was chauffeuring me around and, like, being super sweet and trying to find me a nail place. And so we get there and go in, and she was just so nice. But then to strike out at all the other nail salons that we had tried prior to that one, and then get there, and she's from Alabama, and then she's telling her husband that we were from Alabama too. And so it was kind of neat. They were there with their son, and anyways, it was just kind of neat. So of course I had to tell Ken about it when he came to pick me up when I was done getting my nails done. And like, I like the look of my painted fingernails. I just don't do it very often because I'm so rough on them. They never last long. But then again, at the same time, they drive me bananas because they're thicker than my real fingernails, because the gel is just thicker, and I can't do anything. Like, they just don't work the same. Like, they don't scratch itches the same way. They don't, they just don't function. Like, if I'm, like, trying to pick a sticker off something, they're too thick, like, to get up under the edge of a sticker. So I just feel like they're cumbersome. Maybe that's the right word. But anyway, she did the super cute snowflake on them. Same design as on my toes as well. But super cute. But anyways, I never get my nails done, so this won't last. So if you like it, enjoy it while it's here, because once it's gone, it'll be, gosh, I think it's probably been about a year since I've had them done last time, or close to it. I don't know what else to do over there. Maybe I'll just jump over here and then think of something else to put here later. I did tell the lady that I was teaching some embroidery stitches while I was at Austin. Oh, this cold is making my nose run. I did tell her, I have this really, like, I'm really conscientious when it comes to thread and not wasting thread. So of course I saved my pieces that are, you know, longer than this and can still be used, and the small ones I throw for the birds to make nests with when I'm outside. If I'm in the house, of course it goes in the garbage, but if it's not, then it's, you know, if it's long enough to use again, then I save it. But I'm very conscientious when I'm doing my stitches. I go in the same direction. I don't jump back and forth, and I tend to go in the direction that's going to use the least amount of thread. Because I was taught to cross stitch by a lady who was on fixed income. So she was very conscientious about not wasting thread. And it just made me, like, she just kind of drilled into me, like, don't waste your thread, don't waste your thread, you know, kind of thing. So I still hold on to that. And I guess I'm kind of glad that I do, but it does determine what stitches I do and which direction I go with my stitches and where I put them and stuff, because, like, so doing lazy daisies, you end a lazy daisy up here, so the next logical step would be somewhere, you know, above it, not back down, because then you're going down and back up. Same thing with straight stitches, so you'll go down with your straight stitches and over and down, instead of doing a straight stitch here and then going up here and coming back. So that would use more thread. So I don't know if anybody else is that way, but I have noticed that I do, like, and it's not always a very conscious decision. It's usually a very, like, subconscious decision that I feel like I just have trained my brain to think in that manner when it comes to thread and stitch placement. So I have noticed that. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I do. I don't know what else to do. Let's see. I think I will just move my hoop and come back over here. Like this, I started this main stitch stem is a twisted chain, and this is a feather. I didn't get this up as high as I got that one, so I'll try to be do I want to try to bring this side up just a little bit, maybe not as high, maybe still bring it down a little bit to kind of stay down here, but maybe up a little bit more over here, because I did not get it up as high. Now then, that stem, what do I want to use for a stem this time? This was my stem last time. I'll come back here. Be fine, or I could just do this. That's an 8. It's a 5. That would make a good. That kind of. Let's do that. And I do long links. I know some people are like, don't do long links. I do long links. I like long links, so I don't have to keep tying off and getting more. I'm like, just keep stitching. What stitch do I want to do now? I could just do another feather. Feather, twisted chain feather, which has some twisted chain coming out of it. I mean, some feather coming out of it. Thimble. It's not very long. I like the stitch. It's an easy one to do. And it looks pretty. And if I'm like, my favorite stitches I remember all the time. So feather stitch and twisted chain are my favorites. And then for anything else, my brain is very much out of sight, out of mind. So I keep a stitch book somewhere on hand most of the time. So I can like refer back to it and be like, I really want to do something different, but my brain can't remember all of them. So like it remembers my favorites, and then the rest of them I have to give it a reminder and be like, oh yeah, that, I want to do that. So my book is inside. So we're just going to stick with what I've started. Ouch. Stab myself. This is warming up my fingers a little bit. Well, still not warm enough to do a knot. Oh, maybe. Ooh. It was cold last night, that's for sure. At the park, I kept holding the baby's hands and warming their hands up, and then we got cups of hot cocoa to hold, which I didn't let them hold theirs because we had to even cool theirs off so they could even drink it. It was so hot. We kept telling them to put their hands in their coat pockets and stuff. That's nice. Oops, popped it out of my hoop. I thought I had it tightened down enough. Cast on stitch. Ha, told you I would remember. Cast on stitch. Cast on stitch. My goodness gracious. See, that's how random my brain works. Oh my goodness. Can't think of it, and then it just hits me. Okay. Hope I'm not the only one with that problem. So, cast on stitch. That's what I was practicing. Oh my gracious. I knew it would hit me eventually. There's no telling how long it'll take for it to hit me, but I knew eventually it would have hit me. There it was. It hit me. Lovely. I'm still working on the grandbaby's quilt. I do have, knock that right off. I do have, a couple of decisions to make with that before I start on the back. So, it's just kind of been on hold, which, it would have been on hold anyways because we were driving 13 hours there, and then the trip back turned into like 14 hours. We got back at like 2:30 in the morning, and then had to unload the car with all of our stuff, and then had to be up the next morning to return the rental car to the rental car company at 8 o'clock the next morning. So there was not a lot of sleep had in that. I like the look of that. Does it need something over here? Nah, we'll leave it alone. I think I'll go put some grassy stuff down at the bottom with this little bit that's left. Ooh, and the sun is setting and my fingers are getting cold. Cold, cold, cold. Oh, there's a squirrel over there playing. I see him in the branches. He is. They usually get angry at the cats for the cats being out here, but I don't think the cats are out here. Okay, that'll do for now. Oh, man, it must be the cold out here making the hoop loose. So I have it tight, and it just gets looser and looser. I think it's the cold contracting the wood. So, with that, my nose running and a tickle in my throat, I think I'll call it quits for today. It's just a little something that I've been playing with. Well, I didn't get it down as far as I thought I did, but it'll be okay. It'll just sit in there lopsided. It's fine. I just did not want to waste, like, because it was just this, and it had all this extra material over here, so I didn't want to cut off just, you know, this amount of material and just this amount of material, so I didn't want to waste those pieces, so I wanted to fill them in. So I'll another night this week piddle with adding more things in here and figuring out what else I want to do over here, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day.